Rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Or insert whatever religious, mythological, symbolic interpretation of this pretty incredible carving right here. I just like sounding really clever in that. Either way, this magical cave is so representative of what Bolesworth is, in that its identity, its calling, its way of life has quite literally been carved into the land. In 1750, Anglo-Irishman James Tilson laid the foundations of what would become the Bolesworth Castle we know today. The monumental undertaking of cutting into this huge sandstone outcrop could have only been inspired by a breathtaking view such as this. The undertaking, as it turned out, stretched Tilson's finances just too far, resulting in him selling to a John Crewe in 1772. Crewe made major alterations to castle and grounds through the architect behind London's Blackfriars Bridge, Robert Milne, the most prominent additions being the Lake Anne Bridge. Bolesworth Castle truly became Bolesworth as we see it today, however, with a complete reimagining and rebuild in 1828 through the estate's third owner, George Walmsley. Less than 10 years on, another fortune spent and lost, and Bolesworth was to change hands again, Thomas Crallan purchasing the castle and estate from Walmsley for £100,000 in 1836. Crallan spent much time and money improving the estate, but died before being able to enjoy his retirement here. Following his death in 1856, the Bolesworth Barber era would begin with Robert Barber. The castle and estate sold for £130,500, the equivalent of £9.75 million today. Robert was succeeded by his son George, who increased the estate's holdings from 4,000 to 5,500 acres. Major Robert Barber followed George, adding his touch to the estate in 1921, employing Clough Williams Ellis of later to be Portmeirion fame, modernising both castle and grounds. Richard Barber inherited the estate on his 21st birthday, which was, of course, much earlier than expected, and due to the untimely death of Robert, who suffered a fatal riding accident. Richard's mother, Ida, managed the estate from this point right through its requisitioning by the War Department in 1939, up until Richard was ready to take over. When Richard did take the reins, he made it his life's work to progress and modernise the estate, pushing for the change from manual labour to full agricultural mechanisation. Dairy farming was a big part of the estate already, but dairy farming was a big part of what was of interest to the Barbers from Robert from early on, correct?
Yes. When they came here, there were 2,300 acres with lots of little tiny farms. And I think really from the word go, he set about improving the farms and amalgamating them. And it was a passion, which then was picked up by his son George, his son Robert, and of course Robert and Richard Barber.
Dairy farming has always been the mainstay of the Bolesworth estate, but your grandfather in particular, Richard, he had quite the lifelong passion for it, yes?
It was absolutely his life's work. He was fanatical about farming, about the future of dairy farming and automation over manual labour. And over the time, that wasn't the best thing for the estate because it involved knocking down a lot of beautiful buildings where tractors couldn't drive through and painting a lot of things bright red or bright yellow, which were his favourite colours over the years.
Okay.
But it put the farms in a great place today. And as we see to our right, a lot of happy cows here being milked by robots.
Today, with the industry-leading mechanisation and automation, there are 11 farms boasting more than 6,000 cows across the entire estate, ensuring dairy as the backbone of Bolesworth's agricultural makeup for many years to come. It seems that your daughters have taken up the mantles that you set for them with Nina, the estate and the business, and with Cleo very much on the art front.
Cleo really is our artistic one. She's absolutely immersing herself at the moment in learning about British art of the 20th century, which is really nice for me, and taking a huge interest in what's here, and also producing lovely art herself.
Anthony and Diana Barber married in 1976 and shared a lifelong passion for art. During Anthony's lifetime, they travelled extensively, often tracking down emerging artists and buying direct from their studios, resulting in one of the leading UK collections of modern British art. They also commissioned various sculptures, the first of which can be seen as the opening piece on our Christmas lights sculpture trail. Anthony Barber spent his life bringing Bolesworth back to its former beauty, restoring buildings where possible and adding features across the estate like sculptures in strategic locations like Chowley Business Park and the centre of Tattenhall Village, where we are now. He was responsible for huge diversification across the portfolio, from industrial unit to canal side, office and manufacturing at Chowley Business Park, to the ice cream farm, which attracts over 500,000 visitors to the area every year. All of which resulting in over 150 commercial businesses being based at Bolesworth, employing over 1,000 people. And of course, Bolesworth would not be Bolesworth without world-class equestrian sport, especially when it comes to Bolesworth events. Hey Nina, what do you reckon to my seat?
Looking good.
Yeah. The event side of things, Nina, comes very much from a passion for the world of equestrian sport. How did it start exactly?
I've always had a passion for the horses and loved riding myself, first eventing and then show jumping, and had a real interest in running the big events, doing great things with it. And so we started the events business with equestrian events. They're still a really important part of the business today, but what they've enabled is an amazing platform to go and do events that appeal to a huge range of people.
From Formula One cars to freestyle motocross, to wakeboarding, jet skiing, mountain biking, party nights, being used as a premiere film location by the likes of Netflix, the BBC, ITV, Channel 4 and more. World-class show jumping, of course, world-class sport of all kinds, world-class music venue, and on, and on, and on. Bolesworth has quite literally limitless potential. The old, the present, the new. Preserving history and tradition, integrating it, but not being held back by it, is a balance that Bolesworth has always struck so well. The future will be all the things that Bolesworth has always been. Awe-inspiring, innovative, world-class, world-beating, eclectic, welcoming, familiar, crazy, wondrous, and so much more besides. Yes, it's easy to throw around a whole bunch of punchy adjectives. But for those who've had the Bolesworth experience, just the smallest taste, you know. And we want to share it. We want to share far and wide all that Bolesworth is and all that it will be as we grow into a future full of potential. Hey Diana, get the kettle on. I'm parched.